So I am here to be a hater on Maine today. I am here to tell you exactly what I think, and to tell you whether I'm surprised or not surprised at this year's announcements.
It could change the world.
Good morning, friends. It is a few days after the Goodreads Choice Awards nominations have been announced, and I've got a cup of coffee and I'm gonna film a reaction for you. I've been avoiding it like the plague. I have no idea what's going to be on this list, but as we all kind of know, that the Goodreads Choice Awards is basically a popularity contest. People post ratings and reviews before a book has even been out and without having read an arc. I can think of a book off the top of my head from an author that I've been reading all year, and their book is not out at the time of filming this, and here is the current rating on it. So here are my guesses for these categories. So the genres that I mostly read from are horror, sci-fi, nonfiction now, I guess. So horror, I'm gonna guess that I Was a Teenage Slasher is going to be on that list. Came out this year for Stephen Graham Jones. Absolutely loved it. Got to go see Stephen Graham Jones give a talk about it in New York City, which was wonderful. So I'm gonna guess that that's gonna be on there, and probably would be super well deserved in my opinion. If Stephen King put out a book, even if it's not a horror book, he always ends up in the horror genre and ends up winning. I remember so vividly the year that he wrote Elevation. I read Elevation when it came out, and it was not horror. I don't even know what I would call that. I wouldn't even call it slice of life. It was definitely weird fiction. I didn't like it. It wasn't good, but it won, or it was in the horror section, just like winning awards and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, why? If Sarah J. Maas came out with anything, I'm guessing that's going to be in romance or fantasy or whatever. So let's start to react and see what happens. I'm recording my screen while I talk to you about this. Okay, I'm on my Goodreads homepage. Books I'm currently reading, almost done with my reading challenge for the year. I'm at 49 books, one book away from the 50 that I pledged to. That's going to be a piece of cake because I'm going to finish a book this week anyway. Okay, let's go to decide readers' favorite books of the year. Readers' favorite books of 2024. Vote in the opening round. Opening round ends in 7 days. Okay, here we go. So the categories that we have are fiction, historical fiction, mystery thriller, romance, romantasy. Why is romantasy its own genre? Why is this a thing that we're doing now? I have feelings about this. I feel like romantasy should not be its own genre. It's either fantasy with heavily romance aspects, or it's romance with fantasy heavy aspects. For me, it's all about like what is the focal point of the story, or what's the main, like the meat of the genre. I feel like we're catering to a very specific group of people on Book Talk, but that, you know what, that's just gonna be my 2 cents on that. All right, so I guess let's start with the genres that I read the most, right? So that's gonna be, let's go with horror, because horror is the one that I read the most, and science fiction. Okay, oh, yep, absolutely knew it. Okay, I Was a Teenage Slasher is right here, totally worth it. I think I gave it 4.5 stars actually, so that's exciting to see. Oh, I have Bury Your Gaze on my TBR shelf. Incidents Around the House was so good. Sunlight's going that way, so I'm moving over here. Incidents Around the House was really freaking good. You guys, I loved that book. It was actually really creepy. And of course, Stephen King. Of course, you know, I'm not going to be surprised if Stephen King wins this one. But, okay, here's the thing. So, of the ones on the horror list, I have a bunch of them on my TBR, and some of them I own but haven't read. The only 2 that I have read are Incidents Around the House and I Was a Teenage Slasher. Honestly, I'm going to go with I Was a Teenage Slasher. I think it's totally worth it. What I love about this book is the fact that it's so homage to slashers as a horror genre. It's so much fun. It's not as scary as Incidents Around the House for me, but it's just like what it does with the genre. I absolutely love the characters. The ending made me cry, okay? Not because it was scary, but just because it was sad. So this one is gonna get my vote. Let's try again. The light is killing me. Next one I think would be sci-fi is where I'm going to vote because I run the Interstellar Book Club, which is a sci-fi book club. If you want to join us, Discord link is in the description. We read a different sci-fi book every month, and we are in our over 4 years of being a book club. Okay. Oh, already, yay. There's something I read here. Oh, there's multiple things that I read here. Interesting. Okay. All right. Here's the thing. Orbital was a book club pick for this year. Read it, adored it. Even though I had some criticisms about it and I had some things I had to say, it was mostly like, I think, taste stuff. But this one actually just won an award. What award did it win? Whatever award it was, I'm going to pop it on the screen here. But I think it definitely deserved that award. It's very different for a sci-fi. It's very much like, it's slice of life. It's a meditation on humanity. Short, and I actually do highly recommend it. Nope. Haha, I read this and it's actually on my least favorite books of the year list. Annie bought. I have some things to say about it. Pretty sure I gave it 1 star. Yeah, it was not a good time. The feminism of this is a little bit different from my brand of feminism, and this one was just like a little bit, it was giving second wave feminism. That's all I'm gonna say about that. James S.A. Corey, haven't read this, but I'm assuming that this is part of the Expanse series, which I'm still in the middle of. We're not gonna talk about that. Sky Full of Elephants is one that I plan on buying, hopefully, for my birthday haul in the near future. But that one I definitely, of any books on here, that's kind of the one that I really want to get to. Stardust Girl, Yumi Kitase was a good author. I read Deep Sky, had a great time with it. So yeah, I think, and Jeff Vandermeer, of course. I have a feeling Jeff Vandermeer is going to win this one if I had to bet, because it's Jeff Vandermeer and he's like a sci-fi darling at this point. But I'm going to cast my vote for Orbital. I think it is very deserving. Okay, next one. Let's see. What other genres might I have read from here? Yeah, I haven't read any of these. This one is on my list of want to read. Sociopath, a memoir. I've heard things about that. But yeah, I'm not going to vote on this one because I haven't read any of them. Nope. Haven't read any of these. Barely heard of any of these. I don't know them. Who? This cover's pretty though. Great cover design, whoever the artist is. I've definitely not read anything in romantasy. But let's just take a look and see if I was right. Who's here? I'm not surprised to see Sarah J. Maas there. I don't understand what like the big hubbub is about making it its own genre. Getting its own like nomination section. So can someone please explain that to me in the comments, because I don't get it. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, I guess you're gonna kind of get the vibe for what I actually enjoy reading just by watching this and watching me say yay or nay. Audiobook. So this one, funny enough, I haven't read it, but a lot of my coworkers talk about this one and we've used excerpts of it on professional development training. I'm gonna be so real with you. I was a little bit underwhelmed by it. I think it has some good things to say. I think it has some interesting things to say, but like the chapter that I got from what I read of it, it starts to kind of touch on the topic of like children from intersectional backgrounds and how they're affected by the use of technology as technology develops. And it talks about test scores, but it really doesn't address the deeper whys. And that just kind of just was like, are you being helpful though? Are you? Ew. Okay, you know, I was about to say, like, oh, good job, people, for not putting that there. You know, we actually did something right. And then, ew. Barely read many books that came out in 2024. If there was a manga section, listen, I would have things to say. But anywho, I guess that's it for this video. I post videos whenever I feel like it. Thanks for watching. Bye.
What's it making, Mr. Wonka? Mr. Wonka worked the factory.
In your wildest dreams, you put out the legend.